Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 9 this weekend. In this one, we'll do a Q&A. We're going to give our thoughts first on a recent interview with Jadis, where she basically says that she has not yet signed on for her role in the Walking Dead movies. Alright, and spoiler warning, if you guys are not caught up for The Walking Dead, which is up to The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 7. So I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check this one out for today to digitalspy.com, where it has the details from Pollyanna McIntosh. I think is how you say her name. McIntosh without the A's. McIntosh, something of the sort. Anyway, so Jadis and Pollyanna. So she plays Jadis or Ann in the Walking Dead television series, or did, because, of course, I think it's safe to say after 6 years that we probably will never see her again in the original Walking Dead series. But this one is surprising in that we also may not see her in the Walking Dead movies. Now, I know she's not really necessarily a fan favorite character, right? Her character as the leader of the garbage people, as Negan calls them, right? The scavengers, the junkyard people, is not one that fans would be, she's not a fan favorite character. It's not the actress's fault. For God's sake, she ran a group that lived in a junkyard. She's trash right now. The character's trash. So, in terms of, she's redeemed herself a bit, and I don't hate Jadis. I don't hate Ann. In fact, I think she turned out to be a pretty interesting character there. And at the end of Season 8, she did capture Negan and everything. So she did throw us through a good number of twists and turns and loops and different things that she was up to. But she started off as kind of a villain, and then sort of came back a bit, and then went back to villain, and then, came back a bit, and then, back and forth a lot, right? Right up until the end with Gabriel when she's deciding whether or not to kill him. And then, of course, in the end comes in as our big hero to save Rick, right? And fly off in the helicopter with him. So, all in all, I forgive Jadis, I forgive Ann for everything she did in the Walking Dead TV series, because, after all, she saved Rick, so she's good in my book. It's what it is. So she revealed that she has not yet signed on for the Walking Dead Rick Grimes spin-off movie or movies. And she also is basically saying some things here that if she doesn't hear soon, then she's not going to do it. So let's go through this here. It says the actress played Heapster, I don't know that name, but Heapster leader Jadis, and then Ann on the AMC series for 3 years, 3 seasons, before leaving alongside Rick, Andrew Lincoln, in a mysterious helicopter during the episode What Comes After. Rick's survival shocked fans, while Walking Dead producer Scott Gimple confirmed that Rick's story would continue in 3 feature-length Walking Dead movies, which will star Andrew Lincoln and air on AMC, with production beginning on the 1st next year. Now, that part right there, I'm not 100% sure on. I hope that's true. I hope that's true. But as I've said in many videos now, when will the first Walking Dead movie air, this kind of stuff, I tended to kind of think that there would probably be more time in between. If I'm wrong and there isn't, and they actually do start filming in 2019, awesome. I'm down with that. That's great. That's great news. But I'm not certain if that's the case. And also, what she's saying here is in line with, that not being sure. Because I would expect, we'll read the rest in a minute here, but I would expect if they're going to start the movie right away in 2019 and they're going to do filming and they're going to do all that stuff, I would expect you would have Jadis in it, first of all. Second of all, I would expect that she would be in the know about that as well already, right? And probably signed on and everything if they're to that point. If it's going to start, production, everything, and film in 2019, I would think she would be lined up to do it pretty much already, because you don't have a whole lot of characters that can cross over here. You have basically Rick. You might have Heath, because you could do Heath, right? Because he was confirmed to be taken by helicopters. Jadis delivered him, so to speak, to the helicopter group. And then, so you could have him, but you don't necessarily need to. He could be dead at this point anyway. And then after that, Jadis. And Jadis is probably, she's the one who's going with Rick. So I think she's crucial to the movies. I think she should be there because that's a transitionary character into the movies. Even if she's not in the second movie or the third movie, and she's just at the beginning of the third one or something, or halfway through the first movie, right? So if she's not in all of them, she at least has to be at the beginning of the first Walking Dead movie. That's what I'm trying to say here. So that's what I'm thinking about that. So then it says here, they want to shoot next year, so if I don't hear by Christmas, I know that I'm not doing it, won't I? She told TV Guide. So she's saying, if they want to start shooting next year and I personally don't hear by Christmas time, then I've got the idea that I'm not going to be doing it. Well, pretty much to me, okay, so this is good. The way she's phrasing it anyway is she's basically saying here that her understanding of the situation is that they want to shoot it in 2019. So that's good. I like to hear that. That's great. I'm happy for that understanding. But also that she hasn't heard yet, and with her expecting that by this time she probably would hear already, and if she doesn't hear by the end of this year, then she pretty much knows that she's probably not going to be in it. But I would think she would be in it, and you guys can leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this one. I would think that out of everybody you have in the movie, Jadis would be probably the most important, or one of the most important characters aside from Rick, because who the hell else do you have? You don't even necessarily need to have Heath come back. It'd be good if you did. I think it'd be good to do it because you don't have that many supporting characters. But if you don't have Jadis in it to start it off, that would just feel very strange. I would think that would be a no-brainer to have her start off the movies with. But okay, if they don't do that, then they don't do it. I suppose it's not make it or break it. I suppose they could do the movies without her. I just would assume that she would be there. Then it says, nevertheless, during the same interview, McIntosh also shared her belief that the movie script isn't ready. So don't count Jadis out just yet, Walking Dead fans. So this is what I thought. And this is just based on, how long it takes for this kind of stuff to come together. I personally thought that it would take a while to kind of get everything sorted out, to do all the writing for the movies, to set everything up, and to get it ready for production, to hire on all your different, your cast and your crew for the movie, to just get everything set and everything in line, your environments, filming, director, who's going to direct it, all these different things, because it's a new genre for Walking Dead. They've never done movies before, so this is outside of the original Walking Dead TV series. This is a movie now, and they probably would want to get it done about as fast as they can, but I'm not certain that this whole right away thing is going through here, that this whole we're filming it right away type of deal in 2019 is going to happen here. So yeah, that's my theory as well too. And of course they want to tell us that they're going to do it right away and they're going to get it for us right away, and we all want that. But I do see it as it takes time to put these things together, and because it's a new project and it's not a yearly automatic. When you have yearly automatics, you have things that you're doing already. You just keep doing it. It doesn't take as long. When you're bootstrapping something new that's never been done before, usually it takes longer for the first one. And then after that, the second one, you can call back the same people. You can, it's easier to do it the second time. But to start something somewhat new here, even though it is Walking Dead still, but they're going to be working on The Walking Dead Season 10, filming that this upcoming summer and late spring, right? Pretty much summer when they finally started. So while they're doing that, this is another project on top of that. So a lot of your talent, your people that are involved, are going to be tapped for the regular series, and then they're going to have to figure out who they're going to take or who they're going to use or who they're going to get for the movie in terms of everybody involved. So yeah, man, let's see how this goes. But I do hope to see Jadis or Ann back in the Walking Dead movie, because otherwise it just doesn't feel like as smooth of a transition. And even if they kill her off in the movie, at least bring her for the first one. I think that makes sense. It says here, she added, they take their time to make it the best it can be, or they can be, and they've got that time. So why wouldn't they use it, right? So then it says, here's hoping. Or, they'll totally have to explain what happened to Jadis after rescuing Rick. So maybe her feeling here, when I'm reading this here to reading this a little bit more, maybe she's starting to doubt her role in the movies series, and maybe she's starting to think that maybe she'll be omitted from the movie or the movies. I would tend to think that from someone who's an outside, just my own opinion. So take it for what it's worth. I don't work for AMC, despite conspiracy theories. Right? So there you go. So you know what I mean. So it's like I'm just sitting here thinking like I don't think it's as close to being ready as what people are thinking. So I do think she'll be in it, and I'll be surprised if she's not, and I could be wrong. But leave your comments below about that one. Let me know what you guys think about the possibility of Jadis or Ann in the movie, when production will start. Does this? What do you guys think makes sense? Do you think they can do it because it's just a couple episodes? It's like 2 or 3 episodes of doing it. So do you think it's just like no big deal? They can just do it and it's no problem in the same year? Or what do you think? Do you think Andrew Lincoln would want to have another year off or like a full year off? Let me know what you guys think about this one. When you think we'll see the movie and whether or not you think we'll see Jadis in it. And then we'll get into some of your guys' comments and Q&As for today, mostly about the Walking Dead TV series because the movie is so, we don't have a whole lot of info. This is like I'm letting you guys know the info as we get it, but there's not a whole lot of info out there about the movies right now. Scott Gimple, this is a troll account, right? Scott M. Gimple is the name of the account. He says, most drink water. I drink the tears of the Walking Dead fans. So I like that one. Sipo Pon says, why is Tara still in the show? So weekly I'm getting these comments about Tara and people complaining that she's still alive, right? So it's funny. Samsung C says, and so did Pran and Amelie, who said that maybe the X's on the backs, because we did a video on that yesterday, if you guys missed it. Michonne has an X branded mark or cut mark scar, and Daryl does too in the same spot, bottom left. So some people think there's a few theories in this one, and people are pretty hostile right now in comments about this stuff, right? I think they're frustrated that they don't know, and they're pretty adamant about a certain option before we really know. Because right now we can't really say for sure. We don't really know. I titled the video yesterday, "What do they mean?" or "How did they get them?" Because it's a discussion right now. It's not an explained or a confirmation. We don't have that yet for the X's. We don't know. But the leading theories after yesterday are pretty much from seeing your guys' comments. A lot of people thought it was a good idea, maybe a kidney transplant between the two or something. So I don't know if they could pull that off, and I don't know if they'd be able to detect if something was wrong with one of their kidneys. So it's a theory. It's there. People brought it up. I hadn't thought of it first, so I'm mentioning it now. I don't know how I feel about that one, but it is what it is. The Rick theory, a lot of people like the Rick theory about the rebar. A lot of people hate it because they say that they didn't know. But Maggie called it out that he was injured on his side. They saw the injury. They saw that he was in trouble. And, it's possible Daryl could have figured that out afterwards. He's pretty smart. He can go back and track it around and see the blood on the rebar and figure, he must have fell here and stabbed through his side, and that's what happened there. So personally for that one, again, that one people are pretty hostile about. A lot of people hate that theory that they would have done to themselves. And right now, the leading theory I want to say, and again, don't be hostile about it with each other, because no one's stupid here or whatever. People arguing with each other, calling each other names and stuff. That's not what it's all about. We're here to have fun. We're here to, enjoy talking about our favorite TV series, or at least, one of our favorite TV series. And so the leading theory right now is that something must have happened between the groups, between Alexandria, Hilltop, with some other maybe new group coming in and joining, some new characters, some new survivors here, maybe saviors or something of the sort, where they got branded somehow. So they got marked, maybe tortured, and something like that happened to where they branded them on their backs. And it's just a part of the story with a group of villains maybe, or a villain, that we never got to see because they skipped it. Which also frustrates people because a lot of people would have wanted to see how that would have happened and are a little bit upset that they skipped over something like that. But it is to say, 6 years is a long time. There must have been a lot of things that happened during that 6 years, and the whole Rick situation can't still be top of mind all the time. Maybe for the first 2 or 3 years, but after 4, 5, 6 years later, there's a lot of other stuff that would have happened. It's sort of like Glenn's death being top of mind, now, or just before the time skip. It's like, maybe for Maggie, for certain characters, but others, not really. Rick is more important than Glenn, so I don't want to make the comparison, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's pretty far out at this point, and, so that's the most popular theory right now, is that some group of villains must have done that to them. They wouldn't have done it to themselves, and we just didn't get to see it. So that's kind of the leading theory right now from what I've seen from people. And again, try to be nice to each other, guys. So there's no right or wrong just yet until we actually see it in an episode. And even then, there can be dumpsters or helicopters or whatever the hell else. So there's that one. So then we've got Artie Chi, who says, I really hope they use Alden's character more. And I wouldn't worry so much about that, Artie. I think they will use Alden a lot more because everybody who's still alive in the series is going to get a lot more time. You know, even characters like Aaron, you know, we wouldn't really think of him as the type of character where you would see in there fighting whispers with Jesus and Daryl and some of the others. But again, they don't have a whole lot of those forefront characters. So a lot of the other characters are going to probably get a really good chance to step up in the series, get some, you know, some front time for The Walking Dead. It'll be good for their careers. It'll be good for them all. And, you know, I'm happy for them. It just opens up space for the others to get some more time and attention. So that's cool. And for Alden, I think he'll definitely step up. Eventually, he could be like a B character. Right now, he's probably still like a C type character, something like that. Hazel Sparks says, how do you think that a confrontation between... So he basically wants to compare the villains here. So we'll do it real quick. Governor, Negan, or the Whispers play out. Who would win? They're all badass villains indeed. So, you know, it depends which way you're going here. Like, are you talking about them individually? So are you talking Alpha versus Negan versus Governor one-on-one? Or are you talking their whole groups versus each other? So Woodbury versus the Saviors versus, you know, the Whispers. They all have their own, you know, things that they're good at. They all have their own strengths. They all have their own weaknesses. And, you know, the Governor, I would almost say that at this point, I think Woodbury and the Governor would probably be near the bottom of the list because they're early series villains, and Woodbury was not that strong compared to the others, even though if you're talking one-on-one, Governor probably takes out, you know, Alpha, I would think. Beta, maybe not, but Alpha, yes. So maybe Beta, because he's good with firearms if he had a weapon and everything. If not, then, oh yeah, he's toast. One-on-one with no weapons, he's toast. But then you got Negan. You guys know I'm biased as hell, right? So I think I'll probably just go with Negan all around. Negan and the Saviors as the strongest group, even probably stronger than the Whisperers. But then again, the Whisperers are really crafty and they're pretty strong. They can use herds really well. And Rick and the others were able to kind of really do a good number on the Saviors using a herd. So if that worked pretty well against them, then the Whispers might work even better against them. So, but yeah, so it's up to you though. Again, it's whichever villain. Again, for the series, the polls said that Shane was actually the best villain in the Walking Dead series. So him being a better villain than Negan and the Governor. And we'll have to see. The Whispers are coming in real soon. So pretty soon we're going to start to be able to start comparing, of course, Alpha and Beta versus and the Whispers versus some of the others we've had prior. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow or definitely the next day with another Walking Dead video for you. If you like this one, please like it. Thumb it up below. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you all for subscribing, and appreciate all of your viewership, your comments, support, subscription, everything. So thank you for subscribing. Anybody who hasn't yet, I'd appreciate it if you did. And that'll be it for this video today, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.